Is Oklahoma really cheaper? My name is Kinsley and I'm a local realtor here in Edmond, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, the metro area, and I love getting to help people every single day and just helping them decide if Oklahoma is the place for them. Please feel free to reach out to me, whether you're thinking about moving in 10 days or 10 months. I'd love to be able to connect with you. You can find all the ways to reach me in the description box below. So in this video, I want to kind of try to answer the question, is Oklahoma really cheaper? Because for a lot of people, the price of housing is very attractive because they're able to get a lot more bang for their buck, but then they start to see costs like their insurance and they realize that that might go up. And so I kind of want to weigh some of those things and say, is Oklahoma really cheaper? Now, I think really the big answer here is yes. Oklahoma is known for being a cheaper place to live, but kind of looking into some of those, the first thing is the cost of housing, because when you look at national averages, Oklahoma as a whole tends to have some more affordable housing options. The median home price is significantly lower than the national average home price. And also, if maybe you're not looking to purchase, but just renting prices tend to be more affordable than a lot of other areas and cities in the United States. The second thing to look at is utilities and just overall cost of living. Generally speaking, Oklahoma utilities do not tend to be the most expensive. They generally tend to be less expensive. For some people moving from other places, their utilities might not decrease a lot, but I rarely ever see their utilities going up when they move here. If anything, I do see them going down. And then also just those everyday expenses like groceries, restaurants, gas, getting your hair cut, doing things like that. People tend to find here in Oklahoma, those things tend to be less expensive than a lot of other cities and states. Third, I want to talk about taxes. The state income tax in Oklahoma, I think tends to be pretty competitive, starting at 0.5, going up to 4.75, just depending on income and all those factors that play into what that percentage might look like. Some states have higher tax rates, so therefore this could be more favorable. When you're looking at property taxes, I think they tend to be pretty moderate compared to national averages. Some areas of Oklahoma are going to have higher property taxes than others. Some of those are going to be higher than other cities. It's not like Oklahoma's cheaper on every single list. But when you're looking at property taxes as a whole, I think they tend to be moderate. If you have specific questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you kind of talk through what areas you're looking at and kind of what you can probably expect to pay depending on where you're looking to move specifically within Oklahoma. Next, I want to talk about transportation. When you're looking at price of cars, things like that, I don't know that you can see a huge difference, but when you're looking at gas, a lot of times I think gas tends to be cheaper. You also have auto insurance, which I think it's pretty comparable. You do have the threat of hail and things like that. But when we moved here, at least from my experience of moving from Tennessee to Oklahoma, we didn't see really a big difference in our car insurance. Definitely not one that I can at least remember. If anything, I almost think it got a little bit cheaper. And so really with those things, I think you're seeing some more affordability. And again, my experience, I'm comparing it to Tennessee, but I think from my research, I'm finding that a lot of these prices do tend to be cheaper here in Oklahoma. I also feel like commuting distances tend to be less here in Oklahoma, whether it's just because I think there's less traffic here in Oklahoma. Some people who are from Oklahoma think there's horrible traffic, but I think as somebody who has lived in other places and has been able to visit a lot of other cities, the traffic here is very minimal. Even kind of getting through Oklahoma City. Now, of course, you can get in traffic. If there's construction, if there's things going on, yes, you can sit in traffic. But generally speaking, I think traffic in Oklahoma as a whole tends to be a lot less, which helps commuting distances, which again is going to help on gas and all of that. Now, you do have some things that might kind of work on the opposite. From some research, I have found that the wages tend to be lower. And so while yes, some of these things may be less expensive, your wages could decrease. This isn't the case for everybody, but for some people, they do find that as they move here, the wages that they earn do decrease. And so I think that's something just to know and be aware of and kind of look into and do research. Know your industry, know kind of the jobs that you'd be looking for if you were to move here and what that could look like. As you look at the overall cost of living index, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But the Oklahoma City, Tulsa metros, they do tend to kind of rank lower than a lot of other major cities like Los Angeles, New York City, and by no means are these cities at the same level of those cities. But as you are looking at major cities in states and comparing, I think that Oklahoma does have more affordable options for a lot of people. That's one thing that's drawing a lot of people to Oklahoma. So I would say the big answer is yes. Oklahoma really is cheaper in a lot of ways. Of course, there's going to be some areas that are higher than others, but as a whole, I would say that Oklahoma does tend to be a more affordable place to live. So again, if you have specific questions, if you want to talk through some of these things, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love just to be able to help you and connect with you as you plan your move to Oklahoma. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I will catch you in my next one.